The desert air, even in the pre-dawn hush, held a dry, insistent heat. Martha clutched her mug of lukewarm coffee, the ceramic rough against her calloused hands. At 72, life in her small adobe home outside Sedona, Arizona, was usually a peaceful rhythm of sunrise, walks amidst the red rocks, and tending her small herb garden. But this morning felt different, a subtle unease clinging to the edges of the quiet. Her neighbor, a kind-faced man named Earl, who was a few years her senior, hadn't been out for his usual morning stroll. Earl, a retired history teacher, was a fixture in their little community, always ready with a wry joke or a fascinating anecdote about the Old West. Martha had noticed his porch light flickering late into the night for the past few days, a detail that now pricked at her concern. Later that morning, the disquiet solidified into a knot of worry. Earl's mail was piling up, and his old Ford pickup, usually parked proudly in his driveway, hadn't moved. Martha, despite her own aches and pains, felt a surge of responsibility. She shuffled across the dusty yards to Earl's front door and knocked. Silence. She knocked again, louder this time. Still nothing. A wave of dizziness washed over her as she considered her options. Exerting herself on an empty stomach was something her doctor, young Dr. Ramirez, had cautioned her against repeatedly. "Martha," he'd said with a gentle but firm tone, "your body doesn't bounce back like it used to. Fuel it before you push it." But Earl might need help. Ignoring the gnawing in her stomach, Martha tried the doorknob. It turned. The house was dim and still. "Earl," she called out, her voice a little shaky. She found him in his recliner in the living room, looking pale and disoriented. He mumbled something about feeling faint and hadn't been able to get up. Martha's heart pounded. This was serious. "Earl, hold on," she said, her voice gaining a strength she didn't know she possessed. "I'm calling for help." As she dialed 911 on her flip phone, her mind raced. She remembered Dr. Ramirez's other warnings. "Martha, don't jump out of bed like a teenager anymore. Give your body a minute to adjust." Earl had always been a bit of a morning person, often boasting about how he was up with the sun. Had he been moving too quickly? The paramedics arrived quickly, their movements efficient and reassuring. As they assessed Earl, one of them asked Martha if she had found him in the bathroom. She hadn't, but the question sparked another memory. Dr. Ramirez had stressed the importance of not straining during bowel movements, especially for seniors. "It can put a real strain on your heart, Martha," he'd explained. Earl had mentioned having some digestive issues lately. At the hospital, after Earl was stabilized, Martha sat with him, a sense of relief washing over her mixed with a heavy dose of realization. Earl, usually so vibrant, looked frail and vulnerable. Over the next few weeks, as Earl recovered, Martha visited him often. Their conversations drifted beyond the usual pleasantries, delving into the challenges of aging. Earl confessed to feeling increasingly isolated since his wife, Eleanor, had passed away a few years prior. "It's easy to let the days just slip by," he admitted, his voice low. "Fewer folks to talk to. It gets lonely." Martha knew the feeling. Her own children lived out of state, and while they called regularly, it wasn't the same as having someone nearby. Dr. Ramirez had been clear about this too. Social connections, Martha. They're not just for fun. They're vital for your mental and even your physical health. During one visit, Martha noticed a stack of unopened mail on Earl's bedside table, including a reminder for a doctor's appointment he had missed. "Earl," she said gently, "you need to keep up with these checkups. Dr. Ramirez says it's so important to catch things early." Earl nodded sheepishly. I didn't feel like going." he mumbled. As the weeks turned into months, Martha and Earl formed an even closer bond. They started having regular coffee mornings, sometimes on her porch, sometimes his. Martha made sure Earl ate a little something before they ventured out for short walks. They both made a conscious effort to move more slowly in the mornings. Earl, with Martha's gentle encouragement, rescheduled his doctor's appointments and even joined a seniors book club at the local community center. One sunny afternoon, as they sat in Martha's garden, sipping iced tea, Earl shared something that had been weighing on him. "You know, Martha," he said, looking out at the blooming lavender. "Eleanor always wanted us to take a trip to see the Grand Canyon. We kept putting it off. There was always something else. Now." His voice trailed off. Martha placed a comforting hand on his arm. "It's not too late, Earl," she said softly. "We could go together. Take our time." A small smile touched Earl's lips. Maybe we could." That fall, Martha and Earl, along with a few other friends from their community, took a leisurely road trip to the Grand Canyon. They marveled at the vastness of the landscape, the layers of time etched in the canyon walls. It wasn't the grand adventure Earl had once envisioned with Eleanor, but it was meaningful, filled with shared laughter and quiet companionship. As Martha looked out at the majestic canyon, she thought about Dr. Ramirez's words, echoing the wisdom from that online video she had watched. The small habits, the seemingly insignificant choices, truly did shape the landscape of their later years. It wasn't about avoiding aging, but about navigating it with awareness and care. Here are the crucial pieces of advice gleaned from Martha and Earl's experiences, mirroring the lessons highlighted. 1. Don't exert yourself when you're hungry. Martha's initial instinct to rush to Earl's aid on an empty stomach could have been detrimental to her own health. The body, especially as it ages, needs fuel before engaging in strenuous activity. Doing so can lead to danger spikes in heart rate and blood pressure. The advice is to start the day with a gentle warm-up and a light, nutritious breakfast before any demanding tasks. Mild exercises like Tai Chi or a peaceful walk are recommended. 2. Don't get up too quickly upon waking. Earl's potential dizziness and faintness could have been exacerbated by a sudden transition from sleep to activity. During sleep, heart rate and blood pressure decrease. Older bodies need time to recalibrate upon waking. Rapid movement can cause orthostatic hypotension, leading to dizziness, loss of balance, and even falls. The recommendation is to linger in bed for a minute or two, gently stretching, then sit on the edge of the bed for a moment before standing. 3. Don't strain too much when using the bathroom. While not explicitly the cause of Earl's immediate issue, the video correctly points out that excessive straining can significantly increase chest pressure, reducing blood flow to the heart and brain. This can lead to dizziness, fainting, and an increased risk of heart attack or stroke. Gentle patience is key, along with dietary adjustments like increased fiber and hydration. Avoiding distractions like phones can also prevent prolonged sitting and unnecessary strain. 4. Don't isolate yourself from friends and family. Earl's feelings of loneliness after losing Eleanor underscore the critical importance of social connections. Isolation can lead to depression, anxiety, cognitive decline, and a higher risk of premature death. Actively maintaining relationships through regular check-ins, video calls, and in-person visits is vital. Engaging in community activities, joining clubs, and volunteering can also foster new connections and a sense of belonging. 5. Don't ignore regular health checkups. Earl's missed doctor's appointment highlights the danger of neglecting medical evaluations. Regular checkups are crucial for monitoring existing conditions and detecting new health issues early, often before symptoms become severe. Establishing a structured healthcare schedule and proactively reporting any changes in health are essential for maintaining well-being. 6. Don't neglect mental health and well-being. The video rightly emphasizes that mental health is not an inevitable decline with age. Feelings of sadness and anxiety should be addressed, not endured. Engaging in mentally stimulating activities, maintaining social connections, and regular physical exercise are crucial for mental well-being. Seeking professional help when needed and practicing mindfulness techniques can significantly improve quality of life. The profound truth: the seemingly small habits we cultivate daily have a monumental impact on our health, happiness, and longevity as we age. Mindful mornings, nurtured connections, proactive healthcare, and prioritized mental well-being are not just suggestions. They are the cornerstones of a vibrant and fulfilling life in our golden years. If you found these insights valuable, and they resonated with your own experiences or concerns about aging, please take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments below. What was the most impactful lesson for you? Do you have a personal anecdote or a tip to add? Your engagement enriches our community and helps us all learn and grow together. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being incredibly insightful and helpful, how would you rate this video? Your feedback is invaluable in helping us create more content that truly serves you. And finally, if you believe in the power of these lessons and want to support our channel in bringing more empowering content like this to you and others, please consider hitting the like button, sharing this video with your friends and family, and subscribing to our channel. Your support fuels our mission to inspire and guide you towards a healthier, happier, and more fulfilling life at every age. Thank you for being a part of our community.